I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad for people. Um, mm, let's just play the video.
In Southeast D.C., this food bank line just for federal workers
You have to have your government ID.
stretches around the block. Many furloughed federal employees like Anthony Spite now waiting hours for help.
I have children to feed, I have a family to take care of, I have a mortgage to pay. So it's a lot of uncertainty.
The Bipartisan Policy Center reports 1.4 million civilian federal employees like Spite did not get paid today.
I never thought that I would be in this predicament where I'm in need of assistance. Thank you.
Under a 2019 law, federal workers will be reimbursed at the end of the government shutdown. But that help could still be a long way away, with Congress not in session.
How does it make you feel that members of Congress are still getting a paycheck right now?
You know, if we're not getting paid, I honestly feel that their checks should be withheld as well.
And as food banks face an influx of federal workers,
It's scary.
the clock is ticking for millions more.
With the shutdown, I believe that we'll get double the amount, maybe even triple the amount that we see now.
Federal funding for food programs like SNAP and WIC in danger of running dry by the end of the month.
To last all the way for the next month, even to cover December, it won't.
I went out and I could release the footage because I release the footage sometimes. I know people be feeling some type of way when I post footage of me giving away money and stuff. I went out this past week and I gave out a bunch of money. And so I've been a lot more intentional about trying to find the right people to give it to. I actually went and paid for groceries instead of just giving people $100 a piece. I went and paid for groceries for certain people unexpectedly. And I will tell you that I actually upped the amount last week because I had a really great month the month before. And so I upped the amount because I tithe to the streets. And so I upped the amount that I gave to the people. And I will tell you that people are struggling. And I said that it was going to be a difference between the haves and the have-nots. That the whole race war thing, it's just, that's all a ploy. That was a play to get y'all distracted from the fact that you should have been focusing more on the class war than you were on a race war. I gave cash too. I mean, you know, you just try to find and you look for the right people to give it to. But the fact of the matter is, I've been telling y'all for a long time that this is a class war. It is not a race war. It's been a class war for forever. And I don't know how you guys did not see the play. They've been playing y'all for a long time. And so now they've tied you to the federal government, and you have to beg for it while they still get their paychecks. It's the most disrespectful thing ever. The most disrespectful thing that you can do, because until you actually get the federal government open, you got to shut the fuck up. These Democrats that's going on MSNBC and they going on these campaigns to try to help the people to understand why they're shutting the federal government down and all of this stuff. They got to shut the fuck up unless they get their job. We don't want to hear nothing from y'all until y'all get the government open. Trump over there tapping into his friends so he can get the military paid. I heard it was a $130 million infusion from a billionaire to contribute because they actually want to make sure that our military members are still getting paid. Congress, now keep in mind, of course, Trump don't need the money, but before we ever shut down the federal government, Trump never took $1 from the actual, he never took a salary. Here's my thing. How can you justify getting paid and your people don't even get paid? I don't think that there's ever been a day in my entire life where I have not paid my people before I paid myself. There is nobody that ever could say that they work for me, that they ever went short on a paycheck, or that I did not pay them before I paid myself? How are they still getting paychecks if the entire world is shut down and they don't even want to fund? Bro, the military should get their paychecks before they do. The military should get their paychecks before Congress. You can't listen. When people are hungry, they can't hear you. When people are hungry, they can't hear you because their stomach is growling.
We will be starving.
Our NBC affiliate in Kansas City breaks down what that assistance looks like for the 41 million Americans who rely on the program.
I'm Megan Abundis grocery shopping in South Kansas City. This cart full of staples, some fresh produce, fresh fruit, some meat and bread represents what the average person on SNAP benefits or food stamps can afford for an entire week. The national average benefit for a breakdown per person per week is about $46 to $74. That's what we've spent here, $48.68 for this cart full of groceries.
How you doing, ma'am? You can choose one item.
With no end to the shutdown in sight, many now preparing for what could be a long road ahead.
What can I do about it? But just keep
Look at the
pushing
line.
forward.
Look at the line.
As they say,
Look at
push
the
until
line.
something happens.
Look at the line. Look at the line, y'all. Do you see how long that line is? Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord bless them. Bless them, bless them, bless them, bless them, bless them, God. If I had all of the money in the world, I would take care of them all. I ain't even gonna cap. If I had all of the money in the world, or if I, and you know my heart, Lord, you know my heart, I would actually make sure that every last one of these people was taken care of and fed until they get themselves together, until they can get back on their feet, because this is bad, bro. It honestly is. This is bad. This is bad. And every way that you can think about it, that line is crazy. That line is crazy. And people can't hear your message when they're hungry. I think it's a lot of people that's going to switch over to being conservative. I think it's a lot of people that's going to wind up switching over into being conservative. They sick of it. They sick of it, bro. They just truly sick of what they seeing right now that's happening in the government.
Happens.
The food bank that we went to today had over 200 people show up, all of them federal workers or government contractors. And the organizers who we spoke to said they're prepared to hold these types of weekly donation events as long as the government shutdown continues.
Tonight, impacts of the government shutdown intensifying, with key benefits on the brink of running out for millions more Americans.
We expect to see a huge influx in people utilizing the pantry.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture says SNAP food assistance will stop starting November 1st for about 42 million people. That same day, open enrollment begins for the Affordable Care Act, and premiums are expected to reach record highs. Michaela Butler, a nurse, says she's concerned for her patients.
We're going to see a lot more people opting out of healthcare that they need and ending up in pretty bad situations.
Nearly 4 million people are projected to drop their coverage next year if lawmakers allow the ACA subsidies that help lower those premiums to expire.
AI Screen Genius says, I wouldn't it be pointless. You don't mean all of the money, you mean infinite money, because if they don't do anything more than ask instead of work, they're your pets literally. Well, listen, here's the thing. The goal isn't to be anybody's father or to tether them to me. The goal is to bridge them until they actually get themselves together. So it's not for people to be dependent on you forever. It's to allow for them to be able to carry themselves until they can do better.
A sticking point for Democrats this shutdown.
But we need to assure Americans do not have their inflation, do not see their insurance premiums double overnight. And that's what's going to happen unless Republicans work with us to stop that.
Both sides blaming each other.
I would urge moderate Democratic senators to come across the aisle. We're starting to eat into muscle here.
Today's staffing shortage is triggering a brief ground stop at LAX and delays at Newark Airport, according to the
I wouldn't
FAA.
even fly into
The
Los
Transportation
Angeles or New
Secretary
York.
says roughly half of delays could be related to the shutdown.
This is exhausting.
The president of the Air Traffic Controllers Union issuing a warning about those workers, already understaffed and set to miss their first full paycheck Tuesday.
Every day that this shutdown continues, this system will be less safe because they're completely distracted from their duties and responsibilities of keeping the American flying public safe.
And it doesn't look like the shutdown will end this week. House Democrats will come back to D.C., but House Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't called back Republicans. And the Senate will be here, but so far their votes to reopen the government have all failed.
Let me tell you what else is going to happen. What people are starting to realize, and this is an unintentional, unintended consequence from this shutdown, is that women, I believe, are starting to realize that they need men more than they ever have. Women that are feeling it, they starting to be like, you know what? I wasn't really as strong and as modern as I want to. And it's also showing you that people need to stop tethering themselves to the federal government. Bro, you telling me 42 million people are receiving some form of social services? So the government is y'all daddy. The government is y'all daddy. Most of us wouldn't survive natural selection. Most of us would not survive natural selection. We would just fail and perish and fail to exist. Natural selection, if we was just in hunter-gatherer and we wasn't taken from other people to make sure that everybody else is taken care of, most of these people will fall off the face of the map, and that would be the end of it. Women will become more dependent on they men, and you would actually see the weak men fall off. You would see the weak men fall off, and then you would see who was who. You would start to see who was who. All of this, I am woman, hear me roar, all of this diversity, equity, inclusion, all of that would be out the window. All of that would be out of the window. Seriously, it would be out the window.